Now, the storyline to Black Ops 2 is actually done a bit differently than any previous installment in the Call of Duty franchise. Instead of just playing as two particular characters living in the same time zone but simply being on, like, say, different sides of the world, you will actually be playing between 6 different characters between 2 vastly different timelines, jumping between 1980s and 2025. And it all revolves around the main antagonist, Raul Menendez, and the older missions taking place in the 1980s kind of show what happened to him to want him to cause basically a personal vendetta against against Mason and the United States. And 2025 missions actually kind of show exactly how he executes his major takeover of our United States defenses and uses them to attack the United States and our allies. And so it's actually a well done story showing how past events can affect future events and kind of what the motivations are. And for this particular campaign, several times throughout it, you will actually have specific moments in which you have to make a choice of, like, you know, which direction do we go, how do we approach the situation, or who do I save or not save. And depending on your choices will actually affect the ending of the game or future events leading up to the ending. And so there's definitely a larger amount, or in my case, more of a reason to replay this particular campaign multiple times. It's not like old Call of Duty how you just play it once and that's all you gotta do. There are actually several different endings and several different outcomes for many characters throughout this campaign, and so you'll want to come back and play it multiple times. So this is definitely the best campaign, in my opinion, for the Call of Duty franchise for say. And now on to gameplay. Okay, if any of you have played a Call of Duty game before, I will tell you this, the gameplay hasn't really changed. You aim down the sight, you shoot enemies, you run through corridors, you run down hallways. Occasionally you will take control of a specific vehicle, in which in this one I was actually impressed, and this may be a little bit of a spoiler, but you will actually have the ability to fly an F-22 Raptor jet for a specific mission later on, which I thought was a cool addition. But yeah, to its core, the gameplay really hasn't changed. If you're a pro gamer in like any other Call of Duty games, you're going to be a pro in this one as well. A friend of mine told me that I had to talk about multiplayer, but I don't think I'm going to. The multiplayer is multiplayer. You have different types of matches. You got team deathmatch, you have capture the flag, you have all for all, objectives. It's the same thing. The only addition to multiplayer that I could tell was the ability to choose your customizational parts from the get-go, and that it's filtered, and so you can actually play with gamers that are on your particular level. You won't just be thrown into a match with a bunch of pros and get totally dominated. There's actually a filter with perks, and so the games are a bit more fair, but they're just standard matches. And in terms of zombies hasn't changed much either since Black Ops 1, except this time they decided to add a campaign storyline to zombies, and so there's actually much more depth into the actual storyline instead of just trying to read up a storyline that's on the internet only. So that's really all I have to say in terms of gameplay. So heck, they really haven't added much to make a major innovative difference in terms of gameplay. Call of Duty is Call of Duty. It's been this way for the past 4 years, and it probably will not change anytime soon. Now on to the flaws. Okay, now the biggest flaw that was just annoying me throughout the entire time that I was playing this game is the graphics engine. My God, is that engine being worked to death. This is like, what, the 6th game in a row they've used this particular engine, and it looks terrible at this point. And Activision decided to, instead of doing those in-game cutscenes, which actually kind of are part of the actual gameplay, they decided to do the traditional way of storytelling of having gameplay graphics and then like straight up cutscenes. But these cutscenes look terrible. It's not even done in the way of like, okay, this is how the game actually looks, and then we'll do a high-res game cutscene. But the supposed high-res cutscenes look worse than the actual gameplay itself. And you would think that for a company that makes billions of dollars every year by releasing a new Call of Duty and always breaking the previous record would change this engine. I understand that you want to follow the whole perspective of if it's not broke, don't fix it. But that doesn't mean you don't have to improve on it. I don't know why it gets as popular as it does, because it sells more copies every single year. I don't understand it myself, because they don't really seem to put much effort into innovation, or making this game stand apart from this game, or changing the look of the game, or adding certain elements that make the game seem superior to the previous ones. They just rehash old ideas and just make it look a different way, or just remodel it, but it's the same engine, and it's getting kind of boring, which is probably why Black Ops 2 is probably going to be the last Call of Duty I play on this gen. I might start playing Call of Duty again when the PlayStation 4 and Xbox 720 come out, but that's an understatement. So that is the biggest flaw that I can say Call of Duty Black Ops has in terms of overall problems. And now on to the final score. Well, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was a little bit of improvement from the, say, previous installments. It's definitely, in my opinion, better than Infinity Ward's version of Call of Duty, and it's definitely a little bit step above Black Ops 1 with the introduction of separate paths and different story arcs for the campaign, along with adding a campaign to zombies. Multiplayer has never interested me, so I'm not going to downgrade its points for that, but it's a small improvement over Black Ops 1. Not a major improvement, but a step in the right direction in terms of overall direction of the Call of Duty franchise, which is why I'm going to give Call of Duty Black Ops 2 a solid 8.5 out of 10. If you're a fan of the Call of Duty franchise, you're obviously going to pick it up. If you're not, if you're someone who hates Call of Duty, I would actually suggest this is one you at least rent, and then you might warm up to it over time. If you like this game review, please like, comment down below, and subscribe to keep track of me in my future game reviews. And like always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.